Hello class. In this video we're going to solve linear equations with variable terms on both sides symbolically. Alright, so the previous problems we've solved, there was only a variable on one side of the equal sign. And when you look at this example, you'll notice there's a variable on both sides of the equal sign. So they give us a clear explanation here of what we should be doing. We should try to get the variable to one side of the equal sign. It doesn't matter which side. And when I look at the work they've done, it looked like they brought the 5x to the other side of the equal sign, so they got the variable to the left side of the equation, and then they get the constant terms to the right side of the equation, and then they solve. So I'd like to practice a few of these problems. All right, so if we look at problem number 1, and let me just change my ink for effect. If I look at number 1, I'd like to rewrite this over here. Okay, so we're going to, I'm thinking I'd like to subtract 2x from both sides, and that will leave me with 4x minus 4 equals 8, and then I'm going to add 4 to both sides, and that leaves me with 4x equals, looks like 12, and then finally I want to divide both sides by 4, and I'm left with x equals 3. All right, so that's my answer. And if I want to check my work, I can substitute x equals 3 back in here and here to see if it works, okay? And I can kind of quickly see, all right, if I put in 3 for x here, I'm going to get 18 minus 4. Is that equal to, well, 2 times 3 is 6, 6 plus 8. So it looks like 14 equals 14, so I know that this is going to check. Okay, so let's try one more problem on this page. I'd like to do number 3. Let's see if I can scroll up a little bit. And we will work on number 3. Again, you'll notice I have variables on both sides of the equal sign. So this time maybe I'll subtract 5x from both sides. Okay, I could have subtracted 6x from both sides. It doesn't matter which way I go. And I'm left with 14 on the left side of the equal sign minus, oops, no, I'm sorry, that's a positive x, right? Because 6x minus 5x is just 1x, or x, minus 12. And then to finish the problem, I'm going to add 12 to both sides to get, looks like 26 equals x. And that's my final answer, okay? Try number 2 on your own. The answers are in the back of the book, and then we'll move on to the next page. On the next page, you'll see that the example, we have a variable on both sides of the equal sign, but we also have parentheses on both sides of the equal sign. So we're going to distribute the 2 to get rid of the parentheses on the left side of the equal sign, and distribute the 5 to get rid of the parentheses on the right side of the equal sign. And they show you the steps down here, how we end up with 17, okay? So I'd like to practice maybe a few of these problems where we have parentheses and variables on both sides of the equal sign. So let's look at number 4. I'm going to rewrite number 4 on the right side of my board. So here's number 4. And I'm just going to rewrite that over here. So I rewrote the problem on the right, and let's begin. So let's get rid of the parentheses by distributing. I am left with 3x plus 9 equals, and I'll distribute the 2 to get 2x minus 18. Now bring the x's to one side and the numbers to one side, the constants. So I subtract 2x from both sides, and that's going to leave me with just x plus 9 equals negative 18. And then to solve for x, I subtract 9 from both sides, and I'm left with x equals minus 27. And that's my final answer for number 4, okay? How about you try number 8 on your own? So maybe pause the video for a second. I'm going to erase this work over here and then rewrite number 8 somewhere up here to work it through. Okay, so maybe pause the video for a minute. Okay, so I rewrote number 8. And again, we want to remove the parentheses by distributing. So we end up with 5x minus 15 equals 3x minus 15. I'll subtract 3x from both sides. Ooh, this one's going to be interesting. And we end up with 2x minus 15 equals minus 15. And look what happens here. When I add 15 to both sides, I end up with 2x equals 0. And if you divide 2, you still end up with x equals 0. Okay, so for number 8, the correct answer is x equals 0. All right, so again, practice these other remaining problems. Check your answers in the back of the book, and make sure you feel comfortable with this. If you don't, please reach out to me, for some Zoom hours. Okay. So I'm going to stop here, and then I'll create a second video to move through the remaining pages. Thank you for watching.